Hi, my name is Professor Anna Shternshis. I am Ala Malka Green Professor of Yiddish Studies and Director of Anna Tanenbaum Center for Jewish Studies. Today, I'm going to talk to you about ethical consideration that come up when we talk about a song called Orphan's Walk. 26 years ago, librarians of the Ukrainian National Library in Kiev found 15 unnamed boxes filled with handwritten Yiddish documents in the dark corner of their basement. It turned out that this was the long presumed lost archive left behind by Soviet Jewish ethnomusicologist Moisei Beregovsky and his team, who spent World War II preserving Yiddish music, stories, and jokes from Jews experiencing World War II in the Soviet Union, also those who lived and mostly died in ghettos. In fact, some of the most striking findings from this archive were songs written in small ghettos and camps located in the Nazi-occupied areas of Ukraine, from where there remained no photographs or similar artifacts. Songs were written by amateur authors, often children, sometimes women, and none of them professional poets or songwriters. And all of these songs document what mattered to these people then: issues of daily life, pandemics, starvation, and violence in ghetto. Even if some of these people lived through all this and survived the war and were interviewed later, they often did not mention these things that seemed so important, say, in 1942 or in 1944. In the context of the Stalin Soviet Union, they also couldn't speak about a lot of issues, such as, for example, collaboration between local Don Jews with the German and Romanian invaders. One other topic that mattered a lot to them during the war, but became almost a universal taboo after, was the story of the lack of solidarity between Jews in the face of danger, or even an open hostility between Jews that came from different places and ended up in the same ghetto. Also, another taboo topic was, of course, based on social difference, socioeconomic differences between different people who ended up in ghettos. Wealthier people fared better at the beginning, at least, and often other Jews, poorer Jews, accused them of the lack of compassion or empathy to the poor. After the war, when it became clear that both wealthy and poorer Jews who were in ghettos did not live to see the end of the war and were equally targeted, blaming each other for something that happened in a ghetto seemed inappropriate and shameful thing to do, because, of course, prisoners had very little control over what was going on with them. So the song that I want to talk about, the song that I'm going to show you, talks about one of this song talks about the taboo issue that concerns of social differences in ghetto. You will hear its words and you will learn that essentially it accuses wealthier Jews of having no compassion towards poorer ones who are all in prison. And especially talks about poor children, orphans who have to beg in order to survive, and they get almost nothing from people who they beg from. Now, bringing a song like this to life opens an interesting ethical dilemma. Should we sing the words written by a person who probably didn't survive the war and give that person a voice, which they never got? Beregovsky, who collected the song, was not allowed to publish these materials due to censorship. So the song was buried in an archive. So should we bring it to life? Or should we instead tell the story of the ghetto, but without bringing up these issues that could make survivors uncomfortable or us uncomfortable? And instead of worrying about the past, worry about the impact on the present. So I don't have a direct answer to that question, but I think that if it was important to Mila Sharf, a 14-year-old girl who was imprisoned in an unknown ghetto in Transnistria, to sing these songs, maybe she used it herself when she was begging, or maybe she heard it from a beggar, or maybe this is something that haunted her after she witnessed and lived through her daily struggle, and then she remembered that song and sang it to a collector in 1944. So we don't know anything about her or why she liked the song or why she sang the songs and what circumstances she sang it. But the issue is it then unethical, actually, not to bring her voice in, just because it doesn't fit the norms of how we imagine the past? Instead, it is up to us to use this opportunity to listen to the song and to ensure that we live in a better future where, for example, children do not have to beg.
Es geyen yesomim von ungegetrieben, sie werden Rachmanes verstiekele Bräu, die Menschen, die Bese vermachen die Oin, sie will nicht wissen, wie groß ist die Neid, die Menschen, die Bese vermachen die Oin, sie will nicht wissen, wie groß ist die Neid, es geyen die Tage, es geyen Kadosh, der Winter ist kalt und der Hunger tut weh, es fallen in Gassen verlorene Menschen, da geht man verlieren und guckt nicht aufs Leben. Es läuft die Tage, es geht die Nacht, aber ist der Winter, der kalte, aber gekommen der Frühling mit Feen und Gesang, mit Blumen, Rosinen, mit sonnigen Tagen, gekommen der Frühling mit Feen und Gesang, mit Blumen, Rosinen, mit sonnigen Tagen. Und als Kinder vor Hunger gering, sie werden Martinen, Maschinen, Bräu, und auf seinen Menschen Herzen geblieben, sie losen die Kinder noch immer den Bräu, und auf seinen Menschen Herzen geblieben, sie losen die Kinder noch immer den Bräu. Es läuft für Menschen von Hunger getrieben, vor seinen